if our nurturers, our guardians, our parents didn't instill that fear in us, that fear even existed.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. We're basically walking our life from the habits that we were taught when we were little, right?
That's it.
So just think so all the parents out there listening, do not even make fear even of a word that you use in the house. So with your actions or with your actual voice, allow them to be.
Good thing to know what we're about to do could be done at any time. So anytime you find that time for yourself, you plan, that time for yourself, go ahead and do it. Welcome to our other hosts, DeAnna and Jessie, coming all the way live to share this beautiful, beautiful morning, Sunday self-care. If everyone want to know, I'm putting a moisturizer that I love to put on my hands. I put it on my elbows. It's always good to moisturize. So I do that about 5 times. I just wanted to share that. And what I choose is because my skin, for everyone out there, I'm just gonna go right into it, right, y'all? I just want to just explain what I was doing. But my skin is so sensitive. It has been since I was a baby. I mean, you could like tap me and a mark will show up. That's how sensitive I am. So my mother had to be really careful with the different products that she introduced to my flesh. She had to be careful with it always had to be different for my sister because my sister was on the dry side. So it was so totally different having a different healthcare system. But I'm happy that my mother had that waiver also know that we had to take care of our skin. So I always pick something that's hypoallergenic. I'm using something called, I know everybody out there in the United States knows about Nivea products. Well, Nivea has this express hydration and it has 40H, you will see it, show you. I love this. I know it's backwards, but it has moisture, less of the oil, because if I use it, I don't know how light, you can see how light it is. It's so light. If I use something really oily, I feel it. It takes on my skin. It clogs my pores and causes lots of like special things to happen, which I don't like. I don't like. So I love using this. I even use this on my hair. This is so nice. And
you said special things. What do you mean by special things? Because other people might not experience.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So I will get blackheads, clogging. I even have gotten some whelps. I have gotten some headaches. Yeah. So yeah, my skin has to stay clear. I have to even watch the deodorants that I use. I can't use cakey deodorants. They have to be light. And truth be told, I don't really use deodorant. Keeping your body clean inside. If I know I'm going on a run, I'll use a deodorant, but it's light. I use deodorants maybe like once a week. Do you know what I mean? My walks are good. I walk every day. I really don't need it. I come back and take a very quick shower. That is my deodorant. And even in that moment, because of my diet, those odors that waft from you like that, it doesn't. It doesn't. So that's I guess another show talking about body odor and why it exists. I can have a long conversation about that. But yeah, so I have to use this because I have very sensitive skin. And I have to keep my skin from being clogged. So I use very light oils, hyperallergenic lotions, and yeah, I can't even use thick oils. No.
Now, what would you classify a thick oil versus a light oil?
All right, good. A thick oil for me would be any brand that uses the raw, like coconut oil can be done in a nice paste. People make it, all right, makes it a thicker consistency, or just the oil itself. Light, it has to be light acidic, like this oil.
Okay.
I can't use the cream.
So like castor oil? Castor oil would be way too thick for you, right?
Yeah, that's thick. Castor oil is too thick for me. Olive oil is too thick for me. Some people will use peanut oil, and you know I'm a natural girl, so I use all natural products. Peanut oil is too much for me. A lot of people use that, but it works great. It works really, really great. I'm more like an aloe vera, which I have right here. I brought some today. I'm an aloe vera girl. Stinks like crazy, but it works like heaven.
Is that raw? Is that raw aloe vera?
Yeah, it's raw aloe vera from the plant. I guess I should have showed beforehand. So all you do is you cut the thick skin off of it. And aloe vera is so beautiful because if you can see the veins of life through it, can everybody see the veins?
Yes, I love that, veins of life. What?
Yeah. And I see what comes from it. See what comes from it. Aloe vera is so cool for anyone that has sensitive skin. I guess I'm like doubly sensitive. You can put the aloe vera with any cream or just use it as itself. And it goes away very nicely. It doesn't stick and stay. I can't use things that stick and stay on my skin. So yeah. Oh, Dee, I see you got the.
Oh yeah. you know, that's why I said let's do facials because I wanted to bring out my steamer. And
what Dee is using is awesome. She's gonna explain it. But steaming, I always have my little cauldron. This is my cauldron, and I put warm to hot water in there, hot as you can stand, to open up my pores. And what Dee is doing is another great way. If you steam your skin before you take care of it, watch out there now. Watch out there. It's good.
Watch out there.
Tell about it again, Dee.
Wait, no, I'm still loving what you're saying because you're explaining a lot of things and experiences with different oils. And one thing that I really enjoyed what you said too, Angela, was that your mother she had to identify exactly what was going on with your skin, you know, so I'm pretty sure she probably tested it and she became aware and she became she probably put stuff on you and then saw the reaction of your skin and then said, okay, we can't do this on Angela. And then she probably tried something else. Okay, not as bad as okay, let's try something else. So I really love that she did that, because we as mothers and parents and partners and stuff, it's really, really important for us to be aware of what's happening with ourselves as well as others in our family around us, and then take action. So she took action, which was really amazing. So I'm really glad that she did that, and it taught you to learn yourself too, because you got to see the whelps and things on your skin. I know you're probably like, okay, what is this, mama? What, you know? Yeah.
I got a lot of patches. Yeah. Dehydration. I'm like, what's up with my skin?
Yeah, that was amazing. And I love the fact that you said something about aloe vera, because I didn't really know. I know I've watched different videos like on YouTube on how you can make aloe vera hair gel for natural curly coiled hair, you know, and to make different things, even because when I do my eyebrows, I use clear mascara, so I can make aloe vera clear mascara that will help my skin and the hair grow and stuff, and even for my eyelashes. But I didn't realize that you could just grab it raw and use it as a moisturizer, because I have some in the closet. I have some aloe vera. However, I didn't make it. So I think it has 2 or 3 ingredients, but it's sticky. It doesn't feel right to me.
Oh, wow. All right.
But you're like, girl, this is great. And it's not sticky at all. So I'm like, what you doing different? I want
because
you.
I'm using the plant is better for me. Others, they make it with harder oils and it doesn't chime with my skin. And my skin is so sensitive that the natural, just the right off the plant itself is best for me. It works fine. It works perfect. It works perfect. I don't know if everybody can see that.
Okay. Yeah, because it doesn't look, I mean, you were gliding. It didn't look sticky or anything like that, which is really amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah.
And then you can mix it. You can mix it. Oh, forgive me. Go ahead, Jess.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying you can also mix it with coconut oil, or you can use almendras. Excuse me, forgive me, almond oil. Use almond oil. It also is a good mixer to infuse it with, and it doesn't take away the nice lightness and, you know, go away. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
How are you doing this morning? You and your beautiful smile.
I love that you're using it like that. The only thing about aloe is that I don't like the smell of it, but it is magical. Even if you have scars, even if you get a burn, even if you get blemishes on your faces, it's very good for all of that stuff. So I'm glad that you use it like that. My daughter uses it like that to the point where she buys it like on a regular basis and she makes stuff for her face. Because she also has a sensitive skin, and we found out earlier on too that, you know, she had a problem with her, not a problem with her skin, but, you know, like she was sensitive to certain products. And my other daughter, the Mia, she has asthma. I can't even say it.
Eczema.
Eczema, yeah. So we have to be very cautious with her. We have to be, it's everything. But, you know, like what we finding out is like she's outgrowing it, which is so good. And, you know, I've done some different healing on her skin that it hasn't come back in a really long time. So praying that that's already gone.
Yeah.
It's nothing like your skin being like sensitive to certain things for you to be like, what? Like Zoe's sister, I bought a different lipstick yesterday, and she put it on, and to take it off, she was taking it off this way, and she broke out all right here. All right here. And I'm like, oh, so we put some aloe on her to take the because I told her, I was like, ooh, red is hard. It's a harsh color, babe. Red is like a strong color. Yeah. And not only is it strong, but you know, the pigment that they use, it's strong for a kid, for your thing. So I was like, ooh, boo.
That was a good lesson.
Wow. I mean, wow, that's all I gotta say. Yeah. First, hey Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Amazing. Glad that you are here. And Amanda's here too. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda. What's up, ladies? How are you? Hey, Amanda.
Amazing.
How are
I'm
you?
jealous of your steamer again, Dee. That's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay, that's why I feel every Sunday should be facial Sunday, so I can steam.
I like
that. Okay, so I want to share what Christine said in the chat. She said, just did a fruit feast, and it totally changed the way I smell when I sweat. If you have a clean diet, you won't have to worry about your smell. And she's so right. And it is not only just your underarms, it's also your yoni. Your yoni smells delicious, okay? I'm serious.
I agree.
You know, she smells delicious, and your partner will tell you that she tastes delicious too. The diet that you have, it affects every part of your body, you know? I mean, remember this beautiful meat suit that we're in, it's alive. Our skin is alive. Our skin is the biggest organ that we have, you know? So when you, even what Jesse was saying, as far as the makeup products that you purchase, I would suggest, and of course you do you, do you. However, I would suggest that you get clean things or things with less ingredients, or make it yourself, because then you know what's going in it, and then you won't have to worry about. And just think how much fun it would be to hang out with a whole bunch of girls, and you make your own red lipstick, and you're using roses for the pigment, roses to make it color. Or just think back in different tribes and stuff, they would use strawberries and the girls would put strawberries on their lips, and it would smell like strawberries, taste like strawberries, and look like strawberries, right? When I was transitioning from wearing, I never really wore makeup. I never really wore a foundation, only once, and it was prom. But I would wear eyeshadow and I would wear liner. And then when I would wear on my lips, it would be like lip liner and then lip gloss. So when I transitioned from not even doing that, because I wanted something, because my T-zone is really oily, so my eyes would get really oily, I would use organic cacao on my eyelids.
Nice.
You know, and then I would still use the clear mascara, but it was vegan mascara. So it wasn't that many different ingredients.
Yeah.
You know, exactly, chemicals. So if we can go back to Mama Gaia, queens, I mean, you will be smelling delicious, tasting delicious, and you will feel amazing, 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 amazing.
Yes, we will.
So I wanted to say that, and also piggyback on what Christine said and what Angela said, because it's so true, guys. You know, we
love that.
We don't have to
in my kitchen.
Yeah, we don't have to wear deodorant. Although I do, I do, because I don't know why, but I do. I don't wear it every day.
I was just thinking, like, isn't it? That if you eat meat, it's different too. Like if you just go like all vegan, because I want to do that. I'm so all about trying it.
Yeah,
well, your body will tell you about. Oh, excuse me, sweetie. We're doing this. Your body will tell you about yourself. It's the greatest thing to tell you what's going on. You know how to take care of it and everything. Yeah, it talks. It talks to us, and in one way, it talks to our senses, all 5 of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course, if you were to do that,
And then remember too, forgive me if I did cut you off, Angela.
Oh no. I was making noise.
Awesome sauce. Remember, everything on our planet holds energy. So even the meat, you know, so when you eat, imagine. Okay, and I didn't mean to go here, but imagine you're hanging out with your cow friends, and then some guy comes up and he puts you and he cuts your neck. So the emotions that you are feeling when you're being killed or slaughtered is going to go in your flesh.
Wow.
So us as humans, when we eat their flesh, we are consuming that last energy that they had before they were slaughtered. So,
isn't that where like kosher meat kind of comes into play? Like in Jewish culture, isn't it more like they respect the animal or something which I still think is pretty, I've always had a really weird view with that, because my grandpa used to kill the chicken and make dinner, and I'm like, ooh, like the whole process is just too much. I don't know. So my daughter is actually having moments where she's like, wait, is this fish? Like, this is a fish? She's like, no, I'm not okay with this. Like, she's already told me. And I'm like, you have an option of choosing what you want to do, you know, how you want to eat. We try everything and we figure out what works for us.
Yeah. And that's the most important thing, because I'm not telling anyone to not eat meat. I would share with everyone that they should see how it makes them feel. And if they want to continue to eat meat, even if it's slaughtered, or even if it's not, because like, just think of the different indigenous cultures and things like that. They do respect the land, and they don't over destroy, you know, a specific species. and they use it, and it could be for a ceremony and things like that. So ultimately you have to do what's right for you. What I would suggest though, because all of us had parents or some type of nurturer, I would suggest everyone to take a look at what they're doing and determine if it's something that they truly want to do or if it was something that they were conditioned to do. Because I mean, that's my road right now. And I even had to put a spotlight on me eating clean, because I don't usually say vegan, because that's, you know, us, you know, language is limited, you know, and it could
And it
attach.
boxes you into a certain.
It does. It labels you. It can stereotype you. So I say I eat clean, you know. So
Love that.
I would determine, or excuse me, what I was saying is that I'm in the process of determining if that's something that I actually want to do, DeAnna, or this energy being, do I truly want to eat leafy greens and stuff like that? So I would suggest everyone to do that. And Amanda, that's really amazing that you're doing that with your daughter and allowing her to know herself, love herself, and know that she has power and she can make decisions at the age that she is.
It's important because, like, I think a lot of culture, well, a lot of our societal pressure actually is to be so conforming and the same, and parents are supposed to be the power and the kids are supposed to learn, but no, we're destroying their creativity, their soul, their spirit, their spunk that they're coming out with as a little tiny baby bird. Like, we have to encourage that and allow it to just grow and get bigger instead of just stifling it out
and learn
like
from them.
I find myself in a lot of things. I'm learning so much. She's my best teacher. Like, if you are not open to growing and realizing that you are not the parent, then you got to get in that groove, because, like, honestly, they teach you so much about where you're wrong and what you need to grow in within yourself. And it's the best experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it reminds me of something that Christine said on Thursday during our human design call. She basically said that. She said they choose us and they come through the mamas to teach us, you know, because just think, we're parents. And again, remember, we had parents that were also loving us through their pain and their hurt and their conditioning. So that means it's in us, you know, even some of us, even it's in our blood, you know, ancestral things, habits, you know. So when we have this beautiful little one come through the mama and they're the closest to their true self, meaning their energy body, and we're like, no, you got to do this, and we're all conditioned, we're sheep, and they're the ones that are like, no, but I want to wear blue, you know, I want to walk the other way, and we're like, no, you got to be a sheep. So
but if we only listened to them and did that, we'd probably get a sweet perspective somewhere. You know, like the other day I was getting frustrated because I took my pit bull for a walk, and I love her so much, but she's such a handful and she slices up my new seats, and I'm like, no. So I put towels on them and stuff, and she always knocks them down. Anyway, she was slicing up my legs, and I was like, Gemma! And my daughter goes, Mom, she's only 3. And I'm like, oh, bless your heart. You're so right. Okay. All right. God, she says the most profound things, and I'm like, and I tell her, I said, honey, just keep speaking your mind, because you know what you're talking about. It's good
Go
stuff.
ahead, Amanda. Yes.
I'm glad that she took you back to compassion.
All the
And
time.
I'm glad that she did that. Yeah. And patience. That's what she took you back to.
Oh my God, my daughter did that to me the other day with Zoe, because I almost was like, why? And then my daughter's like, she's only 4, Mom. Like, you're expecting way too much from her. Like, you think she's like me, 17. So take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath.
It's
Oh yeah,
profoundly grounding.
my kids are savage in a good I love that you're saying that, Amanda, that if you take a look at your kids on that way, you learn so much. That's something that I done with my kids, and some people have a different perspective of like, oh my God, why is she parenting her kids like that? But I see my kids as mini adults, many adults that they will grow into big adults, right? And it's not that they're not kids and they don't play kid stuff and all of that stuff, but I have allowed them to pick and choose what they like. I've given them choices on things, and when we have like family things, like it's always the decision is always based on all of us, not just on me and my husband. So which has affected in a way of parenting for others in front of other kids, right? Because they think like, why are you guys doing that way when the kids have no say in it? They're just kids. And I'm like, no, they're not just kids. They're our kids. And, they're just now they're miniature, but later on they'll be adults. So the decisions the things that we speak to them about, it will affect their life later on. So I'm glad that you do that with her, because that definitely is going to do some big changes. Even when my daughter is choosing for college or stuff like that, she comes up to us and she's like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know, babe. It's what you think. You're the one that's going to live there for 4 years. You're the one that's going to do all of these things for 4 years. So you have to pick your own thing. So yeah, I'm glad you did that.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I just think it's so important. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I just think it's so important that we always keep a humble mind as parents. Like, our kids can teach us so much. And if we respect them like that, that's the hugest gift you could give them, because then they have full confidence that they have an adult just fully representing who they are. Even though I'm not perfect, I make mistakes all the time, and she calls me out, and we have this symbiotic relationship. I love it.
Same. My son, when we do homework, sometimes I don't know the stuff, and then I look at him like, and then he's like, you're gonna go to Aaliyah, you're gonna go to Google, which one? So I'm just like, Mama's gonna need a minute.
Okay.
It's okay. Dee, what were you saying?
One thing in my current event that's happening in my life and my daughter's life, I'm realizing that I'm even changing, although I said daughter, I'm doing my best to change the language, because the language, again, it's a limiter.
Mm-hmm.
We have emotional attachment to different words. So even saying kids and daughter, because that being, that beautiful being that she is, she chose to come through me to teach me. So she wasn't even a child when she was 6 months. She was enlightened, she knew more about who I was than I even knew. So if we switch it and the words and not say kids and adult or anything like that, then you have a relationship. We always talk about relationship with source, but remember that your children are source too. So when you have that relationship with them and you partner with them to guide them on this human game, then you're able to realize that they're a partner with you. So like Jessie, when you said the others were looking at you and saying that, they're just children and why are you giving them choices? And I'm like, okay, that they're gonna be in this reincarnation. You don't know how long, but you're hoping at least 20, 30 or 40 or 50. So, or even 5, because remember because what I thought about is that if you're in if you can't like homeschool or unschool or do it at your home, that means you're sending them off to be around other people, not even other people's children, other people, because remember, we are a product of our environment. So You want to armor your children with that confidence or that beautiful being, that light that told you. You want to armor them with the confidence and knowing who they are and what they are, and knowing that they have a partner or partners, you know, other beings around them. So that was a big aha for me during this current event that I'm going through, you know, that I wanted to share with you all as well too.
Well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I didn't mean to go deep, but you know me, I can't help it. My name's DeAnna, so I'm D. So I go.
D, I love it when you go deep, because that sparks up so much, you know, so much to think about. Because when you were saying about that they're a being and they're here for you and all of that stuff, and the reason why they know so much, it's like they're connected to source for longer because they're younger. And when they came from you, it is that true connection that sometimes we don't understand it, because no, you're supposed to be a kid and you're not supposed to know that, and you're not supposed to know that why are you even speaking like that? Why are this and that? Instead of seeing it like, oh, that just happened. Okay. All right.
There's plenty of.
Yeah, like, you know, when your kids have deep thoughts, you know, that instead of like bashing it or turning it down because they're too young or too stupid or too crazy or too whatever, you know, there's parents that are very savage and they speak to their kids that way. Not knowing the effect that they're gonna create for the children now, later on, because that's when the trauma starts, because we give our kids our own the trauma sometimes too. And so going deep, it's realizing that we need to, damn, I've been doing the best I could for my kids, but right now, you know, I'm more conscious than I was before. I'm gonna have to strategize how I parent my kids now, because damn, my kids are my helpers. Wait, you guys are my like my angels in this planet. Oh, okay, all right. So let's re-strategize, because we're gonna need a better plan of life. And that's what happened to me when I realized, like, what? Oh, okay, damn, that's deep. So yeah, so I encourage you to take a look on those things. And by no means we are perfect in any way, and this is not for to be perfect at all, because parenting is not perfect, life is not perfect, and none of that stuff. But we live in life, and the experience of life, it's the beauty of things and how we choose to experience this wonderful life. Thanks, Dee, for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
People wondered all the time why it was such a strange question to me. Like, why are you talking to them so much? And I'm like, excuse me, they're people. They had something to say, and I responded, you know. And they was like, oh, these were other teachers, because it's more like the children will say things, yeah, and they move on. I sat there and had conversations.
Yeah.
And, you know, and when that same way I would ask anyone, how was your day, and sit there and listen and come back and have a conversation with them. I did with them, you know. And then the children were so appreciative, because one of the most beautiful things I ever said was, with you, I feel I have a voice. I was like, praise Allah. I was so happy. You know what I mean? Because the one thing when I ask my students, I could say the top 10 and the top 5 is when I ask them, what do you feel is, you know, the one thing that you would like to see change, you know, between adults and children? And they said that we have a voice, that we're allowed to be heard.
Taken seriously.
Yes. You know, so I armed them with, take your right. Take your right to do it. You know, show your importance. And then the first time we had this conversation, my 6th graders were shocked, like, but what if they do this? And I said, who are they? Who are they? Because they're bigger than you? Because they're taller than you? Your voice is a giant. Use it and see what happens. And then I told them your parents, your parents are there as your guiders and lead you through this. They've had these conversations, you know, so have them with them, you know, and let them know what you want, what you're going to do. And then I thank my mother for that. She was always a go-getter, and she told me that just because someone is in a bigger form than mine, is you're right, you were right, you speak your voice. Just you taught us to be respectful when we did it, you know. And she said, and anything that comes from it, I got your back. And we used to go to school so armed with, sometimes, you know, all right, now being a child, we like, all right, say something, let me show you the guns I got behind me, you know. And she was like, no, I didn't say that way. You have to be compassionate, respectful, and
That's awesome.
it was awesome to know that my voice had strength, it had power, you know. And it's something how over time, because it's not facilitated everywhere, where children lose that voice. It's always there, but they
Damn, and like right now you just like strike a big like what for me, because I'm always big on what you say, what you do with your kids, because when they go in the street, they're gonna learn it from other people.
Hey.
But then right now on the spiritual surface, it's like, dude, there is some spiritual beings that are in this planet that have been here in different incarnation, and kids, do you understand? And now the kids, and that's how the bullying starts and all of that stuff. So we have to give our kids the armor at home, so that when they go outside, they don't, when they do run into those very powerful beings, they know that they're powerful beings themselves, so they know how to, you know, deal with those situations. Like, what? Oh man.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I was meaning, Jessie, when I said we need to armor our you know, our co-creators, because even saying parent, I feel that some people actually are thinking that the definition is dictator.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and that's majority of us, because that means, you know, we say, I said, you know, you will do this, you will go to this college, you will sit and not be heard, or, you know, because I said so, you know,
Yeah.
or
That's a big one.
or, you know, and
Or because I'm the parent.
yes, because I know best, because I'm older, you know, I'm the
That's a
parent,
good one too.
you know, I'm your mama, you know. Okay, so
Respect.
I'm not your mama, because I could have been reincarnated as your mama. What, you know? So calm down, you know.
Let's talk deep here, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
what's the other one? Some use because I said so.
Yes.
That what makes me sad.
So yes. And you know what? I said that too. You know. So
Oh wow.
I'm past. Evolution is beautiful. Awareness is beautiful, and enlightenment is beautiful. You know, because we have to do this. We have to, you know, because even think about it like this. You know how when you're a trainer, and sometimes you'll have a class, and I say a trainer because we're all trainers, because we're training someone always. Someone's always looking up to us for guidance. And usually we'll say, well, you can do this. And they're like, no, I can't. It's because they're codependent on the trainer, right? So we need to make sure that everyone around us, that if we are teaching someone, we're teaching leaders. We're cultivating leaders, no matter how tall or how short they are, or quote unquote age, because again, we know that with what's going on right now, the shift on our planet, we know that a lot of the ones that are coming through a woman, they're a lot older than we are, because of what's happening right now on our planet. I mean, just think when Jesus came through, he was trust. He was not someone or a being that was a new being. He wasn't a new energy. So we have to respect that. We have to. That's how we have to think, especially right now.
Yeah.
All these little ones that are, all these energy bodies that are coming through the women on the earth right now. The portal, the amazing portal. They are old.
The why.
Very wise. So we have to realize we are co-creating with them. There's no dictatorship. There's no I said so or none of that stuff. Or
supposed to be, yeah.
Yes, yes.
D, you know how strong that powerful is. Let me tell you, my neighbor has 6 kids, and one of her kids is not even. He's 1. Bae's 1. No, Bae. Yeah, no, he's 1. Yeah, he's 1. He's just walking around. Just started walking around. So the other day, Friday or Thursday, we were having a conversation about the kids and about how like her life has transformed in the year period of, of all of us and whatever. But she was telling me that he was putting on his shoes, putting on his clothes. She found him like having like conversations on like, and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, and he stares at me at a different, so I was like, ooh, somebody has I first started with somebody has a crush on me. And then, the realization, I was like, ooh, okay, boo. I said, boo, you can see my true me, can you? I love you so much. And he's like this. He's like this to me, and she's like, he doesn't look at everybody like that. I was like, there's a lot of us hanging out in the planet, but when the kids come in contact with us, they do see who we are.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
He was like, every time he's like that, and she tells me that he's putting on his shoes on his own, doing all of these things on his own, and I'm like, dude, this is why. And I'm glad that you said that, Steve, because that's very powerful to know that the new beings are coming into this planet are very, very wise, and they're gonna stay wise. There won't be a veil, right, per se, of like how we put that on us, not on us, like society put that on us, and limiting beliefs and all of that stuff that happened. But the baby beings that we see now, right, the baby beings, the older beings, they will stay conscious. That's it. They will not be unconscious, because of the way that the planet is shifting, and we are going into the different energy. So I'm glad you said that, because yes, so you're as new parents, we have to understand that. So for you, Amanda, it's so amazing that you get to have conversations with people that are conscious, because the baby that you have inside of you, it is a genius of a baby, a genius baby.
I'm just so happy I've gone through the healing that I've gone through, because I just want to be the most connected that I can be. Like, there's things that I noticed with Maya, like I didn't realize, when you have like already experienced it, and then you go back and you look at it, you see your perspective differently, and you can learn from it. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. It's funny that you say kids are connected to source, because I want to tell you a little story. My daughter, the other day, she has these moments all the time, but they're starting to become fewer and fewer, which makes me think about conditioning and think about all of that, right, and reevaluate. But back to what I was trying to tell you, we went out for a walk with the dog, and it was just particularly beautiful out. The wind was like blowing, and she out of nowhere is just like, Mom, do you hear God in the wind? And I was like, what a profound way to say that. Like, beautiful. And she turns around and she puts her hands up, and she just lost her dad in 2018. So she puts her hands up and she's praying to her dad, praying to God to talk to her dad. And I just took a picture. I posted it. I felt kind of like maybe I shouldn't have posted it, because that was such a precious moment, but like I wanted to show how beautiful and innocent and like divine they are.
Yeah, she speaks to your ancestors directly. So wherever she brings you a message, take it.
Yeah.
I listen.
Yeah. I was, when you were saying the story about it, all I heard, all the whispers, they're whispering into her ears. Like, you know, like when God's speaking, like all nature's whispering things into her ears, which is so beautiful. Wow. Like, I'm like
So
tearing.
beautiful. No.
Amanda, I wanted to say, well, hey, Kelly, your skin looks amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. I saw you putting your facial on and you went in the bathroom and took it off. Will you tell us what you're using, Kelly, or what did you use?
I actually used the blue clay from Costa Rica.
Ooh.
When I went to retreat, I got some blue clay facial from Costa Rica, and you just put a tiny bit in a bowl with a little few drops of water, and it feels so good.
Oh, your
And
skin
then
looks
you
so
just leave it
soft.
off, leave it on 20 minutes, and then just take it off with a cool rag.
Ooh,
Nice.
it looks good, girl. You're looking fire.
Yeah. Oh, your skin looks so nice and soft.
Yeah.
I love it.
Never
Yeah.
had any in my collection ever.
Mm.
Um, I think it's hereditary. My mom has beautiful.
It's in
Good
the
genes.
In the portal.
your jeans, girl. Your Levi's jeans. Amanda, what did you use, sweetie? Tell us about what.
I forgot to post it last time we used these. 𝕱𝖆𝖊𝒘 is what it's called.
Ooh,
It's
that's
the
hyaluronic
good kind.
acid. It's probably not the healthiest one. It's not the most natural. My mom would kill me actually if she saw this. But
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
she's
we're gonna,
Awareness,
super
right?
natural.
Awareness
She's
is
like
we're
coconut
gonna tell
oil.
on you.
We also use that mask, the mud mask. We'll just literally go outside and get mud and then refine it, put it through screens, and then use that along with coconut oil. Put that on your skin and let it sit. It's so good, and it's free.
So when you use mud, you can actually, because I would love to try. You can actually use the earth from outside, or like if you go to.
Oh yeah, you just gotta find like smaller screens. So you go your big screens and then your smaller screens, and you get all the big chunks out, and then what you're left with is that pure dust that you just add olive oil or avocado even.
Oh, avocado.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's a
need
good
to
one.
do
We can
that.
put that one's gonna do
Myself.
wonder into your skin.
Yeah. Wow.
That's gonna do wonders into your skin. I'm sorry.
I forgot about how natural my mom like was getting me into being. Like I lived there for 6 years and I've been back and I'm like, now I'm using stuff from one of those beauty boxes, and I'm like, oh.
She's gonna see this, Amanda, and she's gonna go, oh man, what have we done? You need to come back.
Right.
Come back to Mother Nature. No, I try as much as I can. Like go outside and stand in the rain. That's I love that.
That's my jam right there.
That's my jam right there.
Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys, I know I said it before, but Amanda, you just brought it out. You brought it out. So the last time Source was like, okay, hello, you've been talking about going out in the rain, boo, but you're not going. Okay. So I went out and it was amazing because I was out there. I had on this hat because I didn't want my hair to get wet. Watch out. Okay. So I had on this hat and put a chair out there and I just sat on the porch and then just let the rain fall on me. And I had my hands on my lap like this, and my left hand was down and my right hand was on top. And I closed my eyes and I just breathed in just the air and visualized when the rain was falling down my face. I visualized that it was cleansing my third eye and cleansing my throat chakra and cleansing my heart, my solar plex and sacral and my root. And I was just I felt so connected, you know, to water. And then I was just, I mean, it was amazing. And then someone walked past and was like, good morning. And I had my eyes closed and I said, good morning. And then I just went right back into it. You know?
I think I remember you talking about that, and I thought that was so badass. I was like, yes, like just stay there, keep there. No one can break your
And
moment.
it took me a moment though, because although your girl is an extrovert, I still don't like to be seen sometimes. So I'm like, okay, Source, you said go outside. And I'm in a complex of a townhome. So there's a whole bunch over there, my neighbor and stuff. So I'm like, okay, they gonna see me outside in the rain with my hat on. What is this about, Source? And I'm like, so I had to get past that limiting belief and relax and just be like, I want to go outside. I miss going outside. I used to swim in the rain when I was little, for real. I used to get in trouble. My mom would be like, rain, what are you talking about? I'm backstroking because we lived on the bottom of the hill, so the rain would pool on the bottom. Oh, girl, that was my swimming pool. So I was like, I want to go back to kicking it with the rain, you know, and then, you know, my guys are like, oh, that your talk is cheap. I'm like, why are you calling me out? So I went out there and they called me out. Right. So I went out there that day. Yeah, like, you keep talking about when you was little, boo. Hello, it's raining now. Hello.
It's the time now. When is the right time?
Okay. So I
there
did.
you go.
Your spiritual team is savage.
Yeah, they don't play. Don't play.
They don't play.
They are not your friend.
Like
They're your best friend. They're your best friend. They be like, no, I'm gonna call you out. You talking about you want to lose weight, but you still eating them fries. I'm like, okay, really, but they're tasty, you know. So that's how they roll. So yeah, I had to get past that limiting belief of not wanting to be seen by everyone. Because you never know. Because remember, guys, we are source too. And when source tells us to do things, or our guides, or our angels, or our higher self, it's not only for us, but it could be for someone else too. So someone needed to see me out there. Someone needed to see me out there at peace. And it was thundering loud. And I wasn't jumping. I was like, whoo, I feel my power. I was like, I am a goddess, you know? So someone needed to see me.
What if someone needed to see you doing that, but also going through this thought process? Oh my God, look at that person over there. I can't believe they're just like, ew, wait.
Yes.
Cool. Like judging you, but then actually going, okay, all right, well, if they can do that, then I can do that. And it's turning it around in their head and you don't even know that.
Yeah. Just by being in silence. That guy that you spoke to, you just like transform his life in a second. Yeah. And that's the thing when source gives you when you get a command, right, or a loving situation for you, it's for your growth. And the thing is like it's not gonna push you. It's you know, your spiritual team, it's not gonna push you to do it, because they can see way better. They're connected to the universe, but they know your capacity, so they know that's why they call you out sometimes, because you know you are the reflection of them, they are the reflection of you. So they're like, boo, like we talked about this like plenty of time. When are we gonna do this? It is raining out, it is good outside, there's nobody coming. What other excuse are you gonna give me?
Because that's what they were excuses. And even me being vulnerable right now, sometimes it's hard, but again, I mean, who knows what seeds are being planted, you know? And the fact we're live, and I mean, this is fire. This is amazing, really amazing. Yeah.
The way that I described it to my cousin the other day was like, the only reason why we're scared of that, the teachings and the lessons and the love and the care from our spiritual team, is because we are afraid of, as humans, right? We are afraid of the unknown, of what's going to happen next, or am I going to be accepted when I cross that line, or is that going to be okay? Because like he's been trained to go to this particular place to get something for the longest. So one day I said, I'll go with you, but something happened that I couldn't go. So I said, just go. It's going to be okay. For years, he's been dreading to go do this. When he went, it was the simplest thing. So I was like, you see, you were afraid for years. For years, guys. This is like, for years, he was afraid of doing this one thing that would determine whether he stays here in the United States or not. And he was afraid of doing that because he was afraid of seeing all of that. And I told you, after he's got it done, I was like, how are you feeling? He says, I'm good. I said, how's the process? He's like, I'm still nervous. I said, yeah, I know, because when we fear of the things, I was like, but look, now you got it done. It was simple. It was something good that has to happen in your life. And then he's like, oh, now I can do this and I can do that and I can do this. I was like, oh, really?
Nice.
It's like that first time you want to jump in the pool, but you don't want to, you're scared of getting hurt. And so you sit there the whole time, right? The whole hour. And at the last 5 minutes, you decide to jump in.
And then you're like, I wish I did it the whole time.
Just think, queens, if our nurturers, our guardians, our parents didn't instill that fear in us, that fear even existed.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. We're basically walking our life from the habits that we were taught when we were little, right?
That's it.
So just think, so all the parents out there listening, do not even make fear even of a word that you use in the house. So with your actions or with your actual voice, allow them to be, and then they won't have, oh my gosh, I wonder if, and it can flip it, make it be like, oh my gosh, you don't know what's going to happen. How exciting is that? It's like a treasure. You have a treasure in front of you. You don't know what's in the box. What? Switch it. Because remember, you're teaching. We're always teaching someone. And you want to teach them to know their power and not the limits. Because you're right. Because even me going outside, I was afraid. But that was something I was taught. That was something that I was taught. So
therein lies the lesson that we all were speaking about for the parent, and it's never too late to learn.
Yes.
Never too late to learn. All right. Anytime, life is about living and learning, but the parent, they have to take this advice to become what they want to give to their children. You know, and that's a lesson for them. So now hearing this, you're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna teach myself. What am I afraid of? Ask yourself. Just ask yourself. All right, what am I afraid of? Take one thing and just go for it. Do it. And build that strength within yourselves. And then your children want to see that. Like, all right, what are we going to try now? What are we going to try now? What's the test? What's the thing we're going to do? What's the challenge? Make your own challenges. Make your own, whether it's something that you want to eat, something that you want to say, a book you want to read, something you want to do in front of other people. You know what I mean? Talk to yourself. Write it. Script it. Remember we talked last time about scripting. Just write it down and say, I'm going to try this. And tell your children about it. It's a challenge. This is a challenge for moms. Challenge for fathers.
I love that.
And then let them see you do it. And then invite them into it with you. Ready? Are we going to do this? 1, 2, 3. And that's going to show them. And it's also going to teach you. So then
learning together.
There you go.
Because you're co-creating with them and you're learning with them.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then when it's that time when your child's about to do something, you're going to be as receptive. And you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready. All right, ready for your challenge now? You told me you wanted to do it. Want to try? You ready? And then that's it. Yeah.
That's so inspiring, dude. Thank you so much, Angela. I'm definitely going to use that. I've got already things thinking in my head. I'm going to do some like a yes day or something where she tells me all the things that she wants to do.
Wow, a yes day. I love that. Did you see that movie?
Yes, I love that movie.
It was good. All right, I want to see it.
It's so good.
Yes day. All right, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, we have to have fun with our children because our children are our first co-creator, right? So they're in our home with us all the time. So we have to, but before I go there, Spirit wants me to remind each and everyone here, whoever is going to watch this later on replay and time to time, to replace the word of fear and let's put love there. Because when we replace fear and we put love and we do it with love and we act from a place of love instead of fear, we act from a place of where the creation comes from, because creation is love and love is creation. So when we live our life and our beings on with love, that it's going to transpire on everything that we do. The one thing that I heard last night, I don't care who you serve, I don't care who you serve, who you are, and where you come from, what street you come from. Today we serve as love. Today we focus on love. And this is why last night it was so transforming for me, because I felt like I was in a bubble of love, because that is one of the things that when I went to a concert last night of these singers from Dominican Republic. They're called Aventura. They will do a concert every so often. So one of the things that Romeo called as soon as he came on stage was, you know, I know you're from the Bronx, I know you're from Jersey, I know you're from here, I know you're from different gang members, you're from different street blocks, you're from this and from that, but tonight we serve as love. We are love. And if you are love, raise up the roof. And that's the energy that I want tonight. That is the energy that I want tonight. So, you know, you're stepping into the arena where it's a full out crowd. Where the singers are saying, I don't care where you are from, I don't care where you come from, I don't even care anything. I love you and I want to serve love. And that's all I'm serving. And I want you to serve love for today. So for tonight, love is what we got and love is what we're serving. So yeah, I wanted to go there.
Oh wow.
That was fire. That was fire. I can feel it right now. I want to cry.
It was so emotional, guys. I laughed, I cried. You know, everything that was on stage, the colors, the moon, they came out of the moon. Okay, so my spiritual team put this concert together for me. Can we speak about this? Okay.
Yes.
Because so when I was going through my healing process, I was listening to their song and I was listening to one particular song because how to find the best version of yourself, right? And one of the singers, she sings reggaeton and her name is Nati Nach, right? This is the first time I ever tapped into somebody's energy, right? Not unknowingly, not knowing or nothing, because I was listening. My spiritual team put me on this song, and so I can no longer feel the pain that's in the song, because she was speaking about, I'll put the song in here and you guys do the translation, whoever doesn't speak Spanish and whoever does the Spanish, but basically it's about her being who she truly is now, because before she was with him, she was trapped. He was a narcissist and he was not letting her be who she was. And now she is the best version of herself. So he doesn't get to dictate who she is. He doesn't get to be to nothing. I'm me and I'm beautiful as I am and all of that beautiful stuff, right? So his version, Romeo's version is, I don't deserve you. I never deserved you. I don't deserve your crown. Your crown, I never saw you crown. I never saw your crown. So when my spiritual team put me there and I tapped into her energy, I found out that she was having a problem conceiving. And I asked Spirit to help her conceive, because she wanted to be a mom. So, and this, she's by the way, guys, she's never spoke about this in the media. She's never spoken until she already got pregnant, that this was happening in her life. But when I tapped into her energy because of my healing, I was so sad and I was crying. I will cry for her. And I'm like, oh my God, I have 3 kids. Like, please, guys, like really seriously, guys, I know I'm healing here, but like, she wants to have a kid. And that's important for her. Can she have a kid, guys? Like, can she have a kid? And And then she announced that she was having a kid. But anyways, long story short, now I can listen to the song and see the version of me because of the song. So not only the best version of me, I am working towards the best version of me that I already seen on meditation. So that's every day when somebody comes up to me and they say, oh, but why you do that? Because I seen who I am, my best version. I seen her and I want to go get her. I want to go get her every single day. I strive one step that I wasn't from last year, because I want to go see who I want to go live that life. You know, I want to go live that life. She was living a beautiful life. Her house was amazing. So I was like, yeah, we're getting there. We're coming. So, you know, for me, when that happened, and then when Romeo was like, with Aventura and all that stuff, they came out of the moon. There was so much purple. There was so much light. There was so much everything. And all I'm getting is like, do you feel it? Do you feel that this is for you? And I'm just like, even my friends like, dude, I always go to their concert. They never pop out of the fucking moon. Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I said, yeah, I'm very detailed with my when I ask for things for me. So when I go to places, my spiritual team, to remember when you ask for this, and it's there. But I encourage you to do that, because, you know, Source is so clean and so pure and so profound and so beautiful, so amazing, that's what everybody in your team and your squad wants for you to feel that. And if you're not feeling that, today is a beautiful day for you to take into consideration and just sit back and to ask yourself, what is the best version of you look like? And what does she want? And what does she eat? What does she drink? What does she go on walks? Does she have a routine? And if so, put it down on a piece of paper and figure out where to go from there. You know, our healing process starts from within. And no matter what we throw out our mouth, no matter what comes out of our mouth, if it's not truly within ourselves, if we're not walking the talk, if we're not doing it, if we're not actually doing the healing, if we're only speaking on it, but only from a distance of a computer or everything, and we're not acting on it, we're not taking the walk, and we're not doing all these beautiful things that we're supposed to have, healing would never happen. And we can sit here and blame the world, blame our kids, blame our parents, blame everybody, but it would never happen, because you know what? We need to give the time. We need to accept it. We need to say, yes, I want to do this. I'm going to go do this, because guess what? Our spiritual team never interferes because of our free will. So if you don't have that free will to go healing won't start.
Ladies, I'm going to have to go. I have a soccer game to get to, so I've got to go get dressed. So I enjoyed it. I'll see you next
Thank you,
Kelly.
Okay, have a great day. Bless.
Bye, Kelly.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. All ring bells are ringing right now. Thank you. Thank
That was
you.
beautiful.
I mean, so full of gratitude right now.
You wanted me to sing, and it was never the right time for me to sing until today.
You did it. You did it. You did it. Woo!
So inspirational.
I don't know, what was that, like 4 shows ago, maybe 5? I don't know. No, more than that. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I asked Jessie to sing. I asked her to sing. And she said,
yeah, my guides told me not to. It wasn't the right time. There was still some healing that I had to do. And
it just happened. It just happened. It just happened. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so thank you. I'm so grateful.
I'm just smiling. I can't talk.
Girl, that was awesome.
Oh.
We need to say that we received this, because what Jessie did, it wasn't Jessie speaking, so they were speaking through her to us. So yeah. we received you guys. We see you. We're going to act on everything that you've shared with us. We're not going to take anything for granted. We're going to do this because we know that you have the best of everything for us. So we're going to continue to just meditate on what you said. And we're going to watch this replay again as well too, so we can get
I'm
everything
gonna have to watch it.
to us. And we're going to implement it into our lives right now, right now. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, guides and angels and higher self and ancestors. Thank you so, so much.
Oh, wow, everyone. That's a blessing. Thank you.
Oh, you wanted me to ring the bell? Hold on. I'm back. I'm back, guys.
I'm back.
Yeah.
It takes me a little bit to, you
Your
know.
spirit guys rung. They rung.
Yes.
They rung.
Yes.
They did. They rang that bell. Oh, everyone, thank you so much for a blessed day. I love spending this time with you all. A time of love and sharing, and also taking care of ourselves, you know, and being an example to not only our daughters and our sons, but to everyone else is out there, you know, everyone who's listening, whenever they see this, even they'll see it in divine timing. Remember, everyone that's seeing this on a replay, please put replay in the box, and also any questions, comments that you may have. We always will answer, and also make it a part of another show. It will always get answered one way or another. And I want to thank you for your contributions that you all make, because I read them, you know, and it helps so very much. Oh my goodness, my sister Queens. Last words. Last words.
It's 10:10 at 10:10.
Wow.
Right. Did you get what she said? She said it's 10:10
Yes.
on 10. So it's October the 10th and it's 10:10.
Right place, right time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Awesome last words too. Word or phrase? Word or phrase? Tiff, you have a word or phrase you want to share? A word or phrase, either. What's in your heart?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Well, what's coming through is gratitude, just deep, deep gratitude for you ladies, you queens, just coming together and being open and sharing everything that you all share. I just have really, really deep gratitude.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amanda D.
I want
Jump in.
Amanda to go first.
Jump in.
I love you guys very, very much. And I'm very grateful to have your friendship. And this self-care Sunday thing, you got to keep it going. It's a good one.
Oh, yes.
Super good.
Oh. Love you more, sweetie. Love you more. We won't hook up a retreat. We won't have a retreat from this. We won't have a self-care Sunday retreat.
Yes.
The whole week, though. The whole week. Sunday to Sunday.
Yes. And actually, I got the download that we should change the name to self-love, because we're loving ourselves. Because I mean, love covers it all: the care, the acceptance, the trust, the forgiveness. So we need to change it to self-love. I got that download this morning. That. Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
You have a last word you like?
I'll piggyback on what I just said as far as the love. So
actually, Spirit told me that's what it was.
I want to a little bit deeper. I want to share with everyone that you are worthy of love, because you are loved. Yeah. You know, no matter what event, we don't say trauma here anymore. We say event. No matter what event happened in your life, like the guide said, as far as your parents or whoever, you are loved. Rise up and be this amazing phoenix that you are. Rise up, flame on, like flash, flame on. Rise up, beautiful. And you are worthy. You are worthy.
Wow.
That's my last words.
I
That's
love it.
beautiful.
Jessie.
So I don't have words, but I do have two cards that I pulled.
That's words.
That's
So the one card was harmony and resolution. And I don't know if you guys can see that because I dropped my phone yesterday and I can't see anything.
There you go, right there.
right there.
Perfect.
Wow.
So she is a beautiful, beautiful angel. It's beautiful. She has white hair, blue. She is rising like the phoenix. And thank you for your guides to giving us that word, because definitely is a rising of it. The phoenix in you wants to come out. She's been trapped for way too long, too many centuries. So tap into your heart and allow her to fly. That's what I heard right now with that. But yeah, harmony and resolution, right? Your angels of harmony and healing are with you to help you resolve any conflict that you have been disturbing your inner peace, that it has been disturbing your inner peace. You are being encouraged to call in the light of God and surrender any concerns you have that divine can resolve them for you. Your angels and guides are suggesting you to release any need to be right or to get your point across. For this will only create more hostility. More hostility. This is a time to focus on your own inner peace. Dedicate time to an energy of doing what you can make for yourself feel comfort and comfortable. Through being more caring towards yourself, you will create harmonious energy and will wash out like a wave all those around you. Trust that this will happen and harmony will be restored. Angel guidance is encouraging you to stand down from any conflict that is going in your life right now. Stand down, my love. Let your spiritual team take over. You've been doing it on your own for way too long because you didn't know. But now that you know, let go. And we will take it from here. Take a step back to collect your thoughts and breathe and breath. Angels cannot help you unless you create space for them to intervene and to be with them now and willingly to restore your peace. So you call upon your angel, set up an altar or a space or a chair where you're just going to be looking outside, and this is your connection to your angels, to your spiritual team, to source. I'm going to sit here and I just want to sit and breathe. Start from there. Or just by saying, hey, I know you're here. I can't see or hear you, but hey, that's how I started. I cannot see you or hear you or feel you. Maybe I am because I don't know. I'm in too much pain. Are you really here? And then I received this really warm hug. Yes, we are here. And then it got really hot. And it got really hot. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. Okay, so I'm not. All right, so always and forever, huh? But you are an angel, so you can tap into this energy yourself. Whoa, I'm an angel. Did you just say I'm an angel? And that's how it started for me. For you, let it be how it unfolds for you. But just open your mouth and say, I see you, I feel you, I want more. Or I don't see you, I don't feel you, and I need you, and I want you in my life. I really want you in my life. Because we never act without permission. Have faith, have harmony, restore everything in your life. This time for you to visualize yourself for that situation, and everyone invite to golden light and goodness and grace. This is the time for you, my love. Visualize yourself being the highest version of you, because this is a time where the healing energies are coming through very, very strong. This portal that we open on this very Sunday, it is very, very, very powerful. So take advantage of it, because not only is it powerful on the earth itself, it's very powerful on the spiritual realm, because you have angels guiding you through the process. We are guiding you through all of it. Not only the angels, all our spiritual teams are combined together. And if you cannot feel this at this very moment when I'm speaking, it's okay. It will come through for you. You will feel the entire of all of it. The people that were here live with us, whoever's going to watch later, all of our spiritual team are coming together to get your healing. And if you can't feel your spiritual team, I encourage you to stay very calm right now, because my spiritual team is going to go to where you are to give you a small sensation of what you can feel if you allow your spiritual team to come. Are you ready to feel this? 1, 2, 3. Take a really strong, deep breath in and out. If you feel the tingling sensation all over your body, your mind, everywhere, your hair, that's us. If you don't feel it, that is still us. That is still us. It is important to know that angels of peace are encouraging you to let them bring peace to the situation. Trust in the process. And the other card that I received was forgiveness and understanding. All right, so we're going to go to forgiveness and understanding. And we're going to forgive each other for not knowing. We're going to forgive each other for whatever I need to forgive myself for. Hey, I don't even know what I'm forgiving myself, but I'm forgiving myself. I am forgiven. And then we're going to take it from there. As soon as you see the word forgiveness, you know that where the energies needs in your life, this is the energy of forgiveness coming through. And in this corrections of the human vision and the opportunity through the eyes of the soul, because ultimately it gives us an idea of what it is like to see through the eyes of angels. This is what's going to give us the idea. And this is why I encourage you to do that today. Whether the situation that feels heavy on your heart right now, when this card appears, your angel guides are inviting you to release it. Another one, release it. You aren't being asked to accept bad behaviors or let it go. So let it go. Don't take it. No, you didn't come here for that. But to realize that the only person who truly being affected by your own forgiving through thoughts and feelings is you, not the person. It is you. We are affecting our own body when we don't forgive, because forgiveness comes with
Relief.
Before forgiveness, there was a grief, there was a torn, there was a hurt, there was an action, there's something that put us there that we didn't want to be there. So when forgiveness comes and gives us that peace, no, I forgive myself, I forgive them, I forgive the world. I'm just ready to not be in this hurt and this whatever is in my heart. I just want to let that go. You tap into your heart and you let it go and you forgive yourself. You forgive others, right? You aren't being asked to accept you don't deserve to have past events get in the way of present happiness. I'm going to say that again because that's deep. You don't deserve to have past events. And this is where I talk about the trauma stuff. Let's replace that with events. Get in the way of present happiness. And that can only happen if you make space by releasing painful experiences from your heart. So that call in your angels and ask them to help you step into the energy of forgiveness. Even if you feel you don't know how to forgive, the willingness to do it will be enough. Understanding why others have committed certain acts or you and yourself have made bad decisions aren't always easy. It is important to know that you're always doing the best you can with the information and tools you have. And the more you learn in life, the greater your capacity to make choices from the space of love. When this card shows in you, it is because angels see you as worthy and fulfilling. And so experience that in your life. When you are dancing with the energy of forgiveness, you are on a wave of miracle. You are on a wave of miracle, a wave like the ocean that is cleansing that. So picture yourself as the ocean clearing that energy and washing it off. This isn't the time to be widget down by the past at all. Don't let the past determine who you are because you were acting on the energy of the past. Let the present take over. But time to see beyond what it is right here. And this is why the trust of your spiritual team, it is so important. And the relationship is so important because you can only see here. Your spiritual team can see at a wider version. It is massive because the universe is massive. Have a great day. I love you. We love you with all of our being. And if you ever feel like you can't go on, come back to this date because this portal will be open for eternity. Because we come here to change the planet, not only this one, it's a transformational for many planets.
Oh, praise the Lord. Oh, wow. So thankful. So thankful. Everyone, the divine has armed us with resolution. Just employ it. Employ it and be wise. And when we're wise, we will be happy. And remember that wisdom increases by our action. All right? I love you all dearly. Thank you so much for today, for blessing us by being here, for blessing us for being here. I pray that everyone has a blessed day. Continue to have a blessed day full of love and light. Go out, stand in the sunshine. Feel this warm, life-giving rays. Smile, make another person smile. Be happy. Be happy. Continue to have a blessed day full of love and light, and we will see you all tomorrow. Love you all dearly. Peace.
Love you all. Love you all.